I always thought it would be cool if you could go back and listen to the day-to-day of today's highest achievers as it happened, as opposed to 30 years later after they've made it. I believe there's a giant disconnect between ground zero and the top floor because we only see the top floor and the top floor only talks about the top. You know, how valuable would that be? And so it goes without saying, but I believe I'll make it there. And this is the documented journey through each level. My name is Bryson Sessions, and you are listening to the Bed Podcast.
I just wanted to point something out real quick because I was talking with a coworker today about audio quality as far as podcast goes. And a lot of people think you need a nice expensive mic. I've already done this experiment before, but I'm going to do it live again. So what you're listening to is no edits, no mic, just my iPhone. I'm holding it. I'm in a room that has virtually nothing on the walls, no furniture. So this is what the sound quality sounds like. You know, it is what it is. So if I walk around here and then I go to my bathroom, changes up a little bit. And so this is me in the bathroom. And then here's a cool thing. So if I walk into my room, so I'm in the hallway. If I walk into my room, I get on my bed, I put my phone on my mattress, and I just start talking with directly to my phone that's on the mattress with a pillow behind it. The quality improves significantly. So this is what it sounds like, just literally laying on my bed. No enhancements, no audio, nothing. So take that, look down the hall, and here's a cool thing. I'm about to go in my closet. You can hear the sound difference. It's crazy. So I come in here. I'm in my closet. So this is just in the closet. This is nothing with the clothes. So come in your closet.
And all you got to do is put your phone between two pieces of clothing, or like your shirts or hoodies or something like that, and listen to the quality. This is so nice. Are you kidding me? And so if I combine this with effects, this is what it sounds like with effects. This sounds incredible if you ask me. So anyway, all that to say, you don't need expensive shit. You literally just need a bed and a blanket or a pillow or clothes hanging on hangers to make it sound good. So proof right there, you don't need shit. So not an excuse. Anyway, here's the show. All right, so we got a little bit of traction going. The last few days, I've kind of felt, I don't want to say lost, but a little bit directionless as far as the exact tasks that I need to be working on for what I'm trying to do. So a lot of the, a lot of the, cool, man, great start. We're off to a great start. A lot of the lack of knowing where to go has come from, there's just so many different routes, I guess, that there are, but none of them make sense. But it's almost like I was presented with an idea, and it's such a great idea that I almost feel obligated to move forward with this idea, because if I don't, it's like I'm knowingly leaving this on the table. And what I'm talking about is, so I've talked about the monthly workout subscription, tiny little business model, just for the sake of having my own thing. And if somebody wants to subscribe, that's cool. Of course, this one is to fund other business endeavors. And I honestly don't plan on making much money at all. It's just for the sake of learning and putting something out there. And honestly, I don't know how to continue to say this without it sounding so repetitive, but I really just want to learn. And me making something official and putting actual time, effort, and energy into it to make it something nice, and then putting it out there and actually having somebody want it, and then me being able to provide service and customer care and chat and develop relationships and network and all that stuff, that's what I'm into. And that's literally the goal. So I mean, I'm paying out of pocket for this thing that I want to do, and it's going to cost me, I don't know, like $60 a month. And if I don't have any clients, I'm just negative $60 a month. And I see that as that's the cost of entry for me to learn this particular thing. And again, it's just some very basic shit. So it's just a workout, and you can subscribe and get the workouts. You know, there's a shit ton of additional things I'm going to add. I don't know which episode it is, but you can go back and listen to what's being included in this. But I just want to learn how things work. I want to see trends. I want to make, I want to have I want to make a hypothesis. I want to test the hypothesis. I want to look at the data at the end, and I want to kind of rinse and repeat, try to make stuff better, because that shit's exciting for me. So that's the whole point for that. Me making this right now isn't like, okay, well, now I got to start marketing this hardcore and I got to get 1,000 people in here so I can make this much money. I really don't even think about that. I just want to learn the shit. And this is exciting for me to build something and then put it out there, even if nobody subscribes to it for the next 10 years. It's just for my sake to learn and to put something out there. So with that being said, I've got this workout software that I'm trying to figure out. So honestly, what everything always comes, a little side note, what everything always comes back to is I wish that I had taken the time years ago or even now to learn software development and coding and stuff like that, because so many softwares out there just are so shit. And I think a lot of people make these programs not knowing how to practically use them. And here's a perfect example. So with FedEx, if you're a FedEx driver, you'll get this. Maybe, I don't know. But we have certain softwares that we use on iPads in the truck to navigate where we're going. We have this app called Ground Cloud, and for the purpose that it's used for, it's a great software. It does its job. But there are so many things wrong with it that it really takes down the value of the software entirely. And you can tell, in my opinion, that the people who design the software don't know how to, or don't know what it's like to be a driver. They don't know where, like for example, when you have your phone in your hand, think about where things are on screen to where you put your thumb. So for example, with Spotify, the play button is perfect right where you need it. Just that's where it is. All the buttons that you need are at the bottom. You don't have to use two hands or whatever. I mean, sometimes you do if you have small hands. Everything's where you need it at the bottom. And if you go to Facebook, let's pull up Facebook right now. You go to Facebook, so you have home, video, friends, marketplace, notifications menu, all at the bottom. That's the only things that you need. And you have Messenger at the top, kind of a reach. Everything's where it's conveniently placed. Now imagine you have Instagram and you have your home, search, you have the new posts or whatever, and then you have, what is that, Reels? I didn't know that was Reels. Oh my Lord, dude. See, don't want that. So you have all these buttons exactly where you need them. Imagine if all those were on top or on the side, or like if you're right-handed, they're all on the left at the top left. Like how inconvenient is that? It's like, have you ever held a phone before? You know? And so that's the example I want to give, because a lot of the shit with this particular software called Ground Cloud, it's kind of like that. Buttons are in the wrong place. There's buttons that literally do nothing. Some of the logic in the software itself is just flawed. For example, when you're driving, you can't click buttons that, I guess, do things on the app, but you can click other stops and see information of those stops. So with the logic of, no, we don't want the person being able to use the software while they're driving, which is funny because that's what a FedEx driver does. So anyway, for them to say, hey, we don't want them to be distracted while they're driving, we're going to disable these, but allow these, it just completely negates the logic of them disabling certain features to begin with. It literally posts up and it says, oh, you're driving, come to a complete stop before you can click this thing. It's like, well, I can still click other things. So what's the difference between me being distracted with a blue dot versus me being distracted with a yellow dot? And it really is like that. So there's things like that are just flawed. There's so many things about it that would just be so much easier. I'm going to give you one more example, and then I'm going to stop taking a shit on this company. But if there's a stop and it's a circle and it's in the wrong spot, it's not as simple as just like holding your finger on it, long pressing or whatever, and just dragging and dropping. Here's what you got to do. You got to click on the stop. You got to click the little eye icon, like the information. Click on that. You got to go to edit. You got to click the coordinates. Then from there, you have to zoom in on a shitty iPad, zoom in, grab the dot, move it, which is what you should have been able to do from the start. Then you got to go to save. You got to wait for it to load for like 2 seconds. Then you got to go to save again because you saved the actual settings. And then it goes back to the information. Then you got to click back, and then you're good to go. And here's how long it should take. Ready? Oh, it's in the wrong spot. Okay, now it's good. That's how it should be. And so that's a very long It's a very long way of saying everything that I see always comes back to software development because there's so much shit wrong with so many things. In this particular software, it's just, there's so many features in here, but it's like they didn't design them synergistically. They designed them independently. So it's like they designed the biggest grocery store and the biggest apartment complex and the nicest roads, but none of them connect. So if you want to go from your apartment to the grocery store, you got to hop on the freeway and drive 20 miles round trip. If you want to go from the grocery store to the freeway, actually you got to drive through 10 neighborhoods to get to the freeway. It just doesn't make fucking sense. It's like, have you ever, I don't know. So I say all that because the software that I'm using it's great, but there's a lot of things that just don't make sense, and I'm trying to figure that out. And I've sent the company, 10 questions or so, and they're like, hey, we'll get back to you tomorrow when we're in office. And I'm like, well, you guys are going to have 20 messages by tomorrow. So, and I don't know, I'm paying for a free trial right now, or I'm paying for a free trial. I got a free trial right now, so I'm testing it out to see if it meets the needs of what I'm trying to accomplish. And so far it does, but if it's not as convenient as I need it to be, then I'm out. So here's the idea. So a person clicks a link, they sign up, and immediately they're in. There's no wait time. There's no having to wait for every other Friday or something like that, where I can be like, oh, okay, let me get you assigned to this thing, and now you got the work. I don't want any of that. I want someone to sign up, log in, and boom, they're ready to go. For multiple reasons, I want the person who signs up to have access to everything that they're paying for immediately now, as opposed to waiting. And two, I need this to be as convenient and less work and time efficient as possible for me, because the more and more shit that I get into, the less and less time I have to dedicate towards other things. So that's the idea with that. Because if I have to spend 20 minutes to onboard a client and get them set up and assign them this and assign them that and give them this file and give them that file and put them, I'm not doing that, So I just need it to make sense. And the only problem that I'm faced with all these softwares is a lot of them charge per client, and it's not cheap at all. So for example, it's like $20 a month for 3 clients for certain softwares, or maybe $50 a month for 10 clients with other softwares. And from the business model of charging a client, $400 a month, and you have 10 clients, that's $4,000 a month. So $4,000 relative to $50 a month for the price of the software, that's an easy one. But if I'm charging, $10 a month, $12 a month, whatever, then I'm not making money because I got to pay for the software, and I'm good. So with this software in particular, it's called My PT Hub, which is really close to another website. It's everything's unlimited, and it's a flat monthly rate. And it's funny because it's also like my only option, kind of, because for the unlimited, because I would like to have thousands of people on this, but if not, then it is what it is. But anyway, Jesus Christ. So all I'm trying to say here is I just need this to make sense. If it doesn't make sense, then I'm not using it. So anyway, I've sent them plenty of messages, just figuring out if my vision can be met with the features that they have. And a lot of things don't make sense, and I don't know. Well, to be fair, this software here is not made for the model that I'm going after, and that's understandable. But fuck, man, be versatile. So whatever. I can't remember the direction I was going with this, but no. So that's kind of been the speed bump, because I've been looking for softwares and everything, and I just want to find something. So I found this, and now I feel like we got a little bit of traction going, because I've spent the day messing around with the program, making dummy accounts to see what the client would see, and just making sure that it would be nice, and see if it's something that I would even pay for. And I can honestly say, yeah, I would pay for this. If it was somebody that I thought could help and provided information or services that I valued, I absolutely would, because I think it's very professional, and there's so many things that are extra. So I don't know which episode it is. It's like 10 ago or something like that, but I talk about all the features that are going to be in this monthly workout subscription. So take all of that and then add these to it. So I'm going to have the workouts and the exercises, all the descriptions and stuff. You're also going to get a workout video. It's not going to be me, but it's going to show you how to do the exercise in case you're unsure. It's going to show you, it's going to have written instructions as well in case you don't want to watch a video or you can't for some reason. And it's going to have the ability to track your reps, your weight, your sets, how long you rest. If you want to, you don't have to. You can just look at the workout, do your thing. Maybe you track it in a notebook, and then you click submit. You're good. And you don't even have to click submit. You can just look at the workout and then peace out. It's all up to you. I don't give a fuck what you do. And then some things that I can incorporate, which I don't know, haven't really considered, but there's the ability to incorporate nutrition plans. So that gets a little bit more hands-on, and I'm trying to be hands-off because I make the workout programs for myself anyway. So if I can just make them and maybe take an extra hour or two per month to make them nice for somebody else, then that's a good return on investment. An extra 2 hours per month, and maybe I have, like in the future, maybe 4 years from now, I have 100 people on there, and I'm charging $10 a month. We'll say that's $1,000 a month. So that's $500 an hour if you want to look at it like that. So that's a good ROI, I think. So am I thinking small? I don't know. Am I going to have more than 100 people in 4 years? I would hope so, but I'm in no rush, dude. I mean, my first goal was 20 years for the podcast. So that's kind of the tone that I've set for myself. So anything less than 20 years is fucking quick. So anyway, so we got the nutrition. I can incorporate habits, so I can set reminders. So when you look at your dashboard on the app, you can see, okay, I got to hit this workout today. Oh, also maybe here's a visual reminder. I got to drink my water, or don't forget to take my fish oil or something like that. And then we've got we've got a calendar so you can see ahead of time. So that's cool. We've got a chat thing in here, so you can talk with me if you want. You can send me messages, whatever. And then we've got so many different forms, so I can include forms. So maybe that can be part of it, like a check-in, and I can tell you how I think you're doing based on the result or whatever. And I honestly don't think I'm going to go that direction. This is meant to be hands-off as fuck. So, but I have all those things. There is the ability to update or upload a progress photo so you can track your progress that way. I would have access to see those, but again, I don't care about that stuff. And I'm not saying I don't care about the people who sign up their results. This is just to provide my workouts, and you can follow along with my workouts if you want to. And if you don't want to, then don't. And that's literally it. I'm not offended, but that's what I'm doing. So if you were to submit a progress photo and you're like, why aren't you looking at it? It's like, well, that's not what you didn't sign up for that, and I don't offer that service. So anyway, that's just for you. So, and all the payments and everything will be handled in all one spot, safe, secure. You don't got to worry about that. I handle all that stuff on the back end. You just sign up, click the link, name, email, whatever, and then boom, you're in. You have access to everything. So all that plus what I said in the other podcast. So that's really cool. And I hope that this is what I'm after because it makes the most sense. I just need them to answer my questions. So that's that. So I've been messing around with that all day. That's kind of where I've gotten some traction back. I got paper and pen right here, and I'm just kind of writing down ideas, things I need to figure out, and then writing processes of things to do. So for example, I'm just going to share everything here. So client subscribes to the program. Client gets assigned to a group, and this group has all the same access of the program, the habits, the forms, the whatever, all the same shit. So sign up, you get assigned to the group. The group is the only thing that I touch. I just assign the program that I make for myself, which is the entire backbone of everything I'm doing here. And then the program gets assigned to the group, and then whoever's in the group gets access to that immediately. And that's literally everything right there. And every 4 weeks, I just got to change the program and reassign the group to the new program instead of the old. So that's kind of the process I'm writing down, because I'm going to keep this paper here for when I come back to this. That way I have a little cheat sheet of how to do exactly what I need to do. And then I've got a little question place, things I need to ask the company and things that I need to figure out myself. So every time, so I've got a test account and then my trainer. So I've got a trainer account and a client account. So on the client account, I just completed a workout, but on the trainer account, I got notifications. I got an email. do fuck all that. If I had 1,000 people doing this and I got an email every 5 minutes, fuck that, dude. I'm good. So I got to figure out how to turn all that shit off. When you sign up, there's also a form you have to fill out that's mandatory, and fuck that also. So I got to figure out how to turn that off. A lot of features are disabled because I am on a free trial, so that's fine. But they don't make that explicitly clear that I don't have access because I'm on the free trial, which is something that pisses me off. Like, tell me what I have access to. Don't make me guess. Also, the fact that I have this many questions, like, you need to make your shit easier. Make it so simple that an idiot could benefit from this shit, So, yeah. So I wish I knew software development because I would just take a shit on every company ever. So, anyway, at least that's what I think. So, really long, roundabout way of saying that I gained some traction because I'm actually doing stuff and I'm trying to figure things out. So, and again, it's funny because today, like, I'm not like worried. I'm not stressed. I'm not pissed off or mad at myself because I wasted time. Like, I feel like I spent my time fairly wisely and I got more done than I think I did. And that's just exploring and finding out the best avenue to take. Like, for example, if you would have put this on a much bigger scale, think about me having like $10 million and I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how I wanted to spend the $10 million. It's like, of course you would take a lot of time to figure out how you'd spend that much money because that's quite an investment. So, like, even though you didn't quote unquote do anything, like, you're evaluating the options and figuring out where you can go and what the best route to take is. And I think that's productive. So despite not doing work or doing anything useful or getting a result or having some tangible thing come my way, I am laundry's done. I wish you could hear it. It's like so anyway, so yeah, even though I didn't get anything back in return, I am evaluating the routes that I can take, and I do think that is productive. So with that being said, today I think was a win, and so it was really refreshing. So hell yeah. So that's kind of what I got going on right now. That's what I'm working on, and let's see. I'm gonna talk about one more thing real quick, and then I'm gonna go do some laundry. I also got to eat one more meal and drink half gallon of water because I just did not keep up on it today. So that blows. Right on. So I think about this often, and this thought doesn't serve me. It's not a good thought or a bad thought. It's a waste of energy. But I keep thinking, like, long term, like, is everything that I'm doing right now, am I living, like, for the sake of entrepreneurship and pursuing everything I'm doing, am I playing at an advantage or am I playing at a disadvantage? And what I mean is, I'm working 3 jobs. I have a day off twice a month, and I'm fine. But all that time is spent elsewhere when it could be spent here doing, like, working on my shit. So am I at a time disadvantage? Or am I at a financial disadvantage? Like, am I playing? Do I have an advantage because I don't have a family and kids, and and if you have kids, I'm sure that you'll say yes, and I'm not digging, but I mean, dude, a lot of people, I've already talked about this, but you know what? Never mind. I'm not even gonna get into it. It would get me heated, but there's always someone that says something of like, "Tell me you don't have responsibilities without telling me you don't have responsibilities," or, "Oh yeah, tell me you don't have kids without telling me," all that shit. And yeah, dude, it probably is 10 times hard, 100 times harder if you have 1 kid, and then 200 times harder if you have 2 kids, and then 3 kids, and then 4 kids, or maybe you work 8 jobs, and maybe you're going to school full time. Maybe you got your PhD in 10 different things, and you're trying to do photography on this. Who knows, bro? So someone's always got it harder than you, whatever. But I always think, because I'm working 3 jobs to make this happen, I don't have to do any of that. I don't have to, do all the things I'm doing, but I'm choosing to. So, like, do I have it easy? Do I have it hard? I don't know. And I think about that a lot. It's like, when I tell this story later, is this story going to make it sound like I had it easy, or is it going to sound like I had it hard? And I really don't know. Because if you ask me, like, I'm fine, but I think it's just preference, it's personal desire. Because if I told somebody somebody who's just an average guy, if I said, hey, don't talk to anybody on your phone except like 3 people, and you can only send them about 5 texts each per day, and never hang out with them and never see your family. And also you need to pretty much be alone all day. And also you need to work 3 jobs. And also you need to save all your extra money and put it towards this business idea that you don't know if it's going to work or not. You need to do that for 4 years. Like, is that hard? For me, it's like, okay. And that's not a flex. Like, that's just kind of how I've engineered my life. Like, let's look right now. I'm going to go to my phone things here. So I have, let's see, what do we got here? So I've got 49 notifications of my phone, 16 from Instagram, 12 from email, 3 from my clock, 2 from my wallet, 2 from my reminders, 10 from messages. It's just like my phone never ever goes off. Like, people don't talk to me. And I do it. I promise I'm not complaining. I don't get texts. I don't get messages. I mean, hold on. I have, like, I text my mom, little brother sometimes. Hold on, let me rephrase that whole thing. Sometimes I get texts from my mom, little brother, friend here or there. What else we got? Just other family. I mean, shit, bro, that's it. And it's very short-lived because I really don't enjoy having conversations over text. Unless it's like we're collaborating towards something, we're trying to reach an objective or figure something out together. But if it's just like, so what are you up to today? Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm just going to be at home. Yeah. Like, dude, I'm out. I hate shit like that. Or if I have to, I don't know. So anyway, yeah, my phone, okay, I'm way off track. I don't even want to upload this anymore, dude. So frustrating when I just ramble on. But 98% of these shows are recorded without a script, so whatever, man. It's not supposed to be professional. But what the fuck was I talking about, dude? Oh yeah, so my phone never goes off. I don't have people begging for my attention. For the most part, I should say. I mean, dude, call me selfish, but like if somebody invites me to go somewhere, I'm like, oh, fuck off, bro. No. I think I got time to go and sit and, I don't know. I think I'm just selfish, but so maybe that's an advantage that I have, that I'm overly independent with what I got going on, that it's easier for me than somebody else. I don't know. But I just think about stuff like that, like in the long term, like what's my story going to be? Like I'm going to be 47 years old and be like, yeah, so 20 years ago I started this podcast. And that's all I did. I just went to work, came home, went to the gym, came home, and spent 4 hours per day working on all this shit. Never socialized, never hung out with friends, never hung out with family. Only had 2 days off a month. Yada, 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 yada. And that's not even exaggerating. That's literally what I do. I'm not complaining at all. I feel like I have to say that every time because it sounds like a flex, but I don't give a fuck. It's just how I live my life, and it's just an observation. So whatever. But now I'm rambling on too long. So So all in all, today was, I would consider it a productive day. It felt like a long day actually, but yeah, that's what's up. So also, dude, I guess this is proof of how much I care, but I had 1,000 downloads today. So congratulations, The Bed Project Podcast. You hit 1,000 downloads. You got your first comma today. So I hit 1,000. Yeah, I hit 1,000 downloads. 1,000 downloads. That's so cool. Something's going on, man. We got more and more people listening, and it's pretty exciting shit. I mean, today so far, I don't know how the time zone works on this, but I guess today, May 31st, 2024, it's Friday, I've had 35 downloads just today. Like, what's going on? That's all-time high. No, it's not. 37 is all-time high. So, I don't know. It's just cool shit, man. I actually made an Instagram post. I put 1,000 downloads June 1st, 2024. I made the post and I was getting ready because I thought for sure I'd hit it tomorrow, but I hit it today, and I just got a lot more downloads than I thought I would today. And it's cool, but it's like I wasn't able to predict that. So it's like I don't even know what I'm saying, dude. It's crazy how. Yeah, I don't know. Let's go ahead and stop talking about that because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Oh, we got more listens from Russia. That's what happened. No, we didn't. I'm looking at this. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, we hit 1,000 downloads. It's pretty cool. I put this all into Excel or to Google Sheets, and I ran the trend formula to base the growth of the next however long it would take me to get. I think it was like 1 point or 2.2. I just ran it down. So all the way to October of 2043, which is 20 years, based on the current trend, if it stays consistent with how it is, which it will only get better, but this is based on if I never compound it or whatever. I guess I can't even speak. So based on the trend, I'm going to hit, so this will be a cool episode to look back on, actually. And I'll put this in the description. But based on the trends, we will hit 10,000 downloads in May of 2025. Let's actually go down. So we're gonna do so. Should hit 2,000 in August of this year, 3,000 in September of this year, 4,000 in November, 5,000 in December, 6,000 in January, 7,000 in March, 8,000 in April, and then 10 grand in May. That's the projections, and those could be so off. Maybe I just start making shit podcasts, and maybe it drops. I don't know. I'm never gonna stop though, so it's only gonna go up. People keep listening. So anyway, 10 grand by May of next year. So we'll see if that happens, based on the trend. Yeah, based on the trend, that's absolutely gonna happen. So that's cool. And then we've got 50 grand by January of 2027. You got 100,000 by March of 2028. And then we've got 200,000 by December of 2029. I'm going to fast forward here. I'm not going to go through all of them. 500,000 in 9 years in June. So 2033. And then 1 million May of 2037. And so by the time we're at 20 years, which is the 7,305th episode, it's looking like approximately 2.2 million episodes. Or 2.2 million downloads. And that's 20 years away. So who knows? I'm going to do some quick math. But if I have 2.2 million divided by 7,305, it's an average of 301 downloads per episode. I think that I'll be a lot more than that then. So this is just a trend based off of the last 5 months. So anyway, it'll be okay. So I say all that because I think it'll be cool to look back on this episode specifically to see when. This is just based on the trend function, dude, on Google Sheets, on Excel. Just takes the data and says, okay, you made this much growth in this much time. Using that same percentage and compounding, what does it look like in the next 5 months or whatever? So I just ran that 300 cells deep, and that's how I found this out. So, and Excel kicks ass. I love it. So anyway, that's that. So yeah, I hit 1,000 downloads today. I'm expected to be, 10xing that in the next 11 months. So cool shit, man. But yeah, thanks to anybody who listened and gave their support and said nice things. I really appreciate it. This podcast really isn't meant to be anything more than a documentation, and I've had a good amount of fun times with this shit. It kind of sounds sad and lonely, but I make myself laugh my ass off doing this thing. Dude, sometimes I'll go back and when I'm editing or trying to put some increased effects or whatever, I'll listen to something I say and I'm like, dude, the fuck is wrong with me? Why does anybody listen to this show? But yeah, man, it's kind of therapeutic for me. I just, I don't talk to people. And so when I do talk, when I don't talk to people much. So when I do talk to them, it's not about anything that I'm interested in or anything that I think they could even hold a conversation with. And that's not a dig. It's just like I don't want to talk about drinking and going and partying and talking about this guy and what he's doing and the drama over here and what that coworker's doing with her daughter's mom's son's wife's dog on the weekend. Let's talk about how we can grow a business to 30 figures, right? That's what I'm interested in. I'm talking like self-development and personal growth. That's what I'm into. So if somebody wants to talk shop about that with me, fuck, dude, I'll marry you on the spot, even if you're a dude. So that's what I like. And not a lot of people that I am associating with have that. And that's fine. It just sucks that we don't have that in common. Replace everything I just said with basketball. Imagine you love basketball, but nobody that you talk to likes basketball. Matter of fact, they know nothing about it, so you can't even mention it. Imagine you're like, dude, did you see that the Mavs beat the Wolves? Holy shit. And someone's like, who? Is this hockey? I don't really watch hockey. It's like, bro, all right, cool. I guess I'll go fuck myself kind of thing. So, yeah. So, it's refreshing talking to people who get it. Shout out Clancy. Boom, there you go. All right, so that's the show. That's officially the show. That was 225. 225. Bye. Hey, thanks for listening, and quick reminder here. So this podcast doesn't prioritize professionalism or quality at all. It's just meant to be a shoot from the hip type podcast with the intent just to get a quick message out. So some episodes might be inaudible in 30 seconds and others might be 45 minutes and super crisp sounding. So all these are being made so that by episode 7,305, which is 20 years, we can come back and see the entire playbook of how I made it to wherever I'm going. So thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon.